I would say that, of course, we are dreaming that the artificial intelligence will take all the work from us and then just give us freedom. It is inside of every technical idea right now, creating this culture inside of the technical teams to think few steps further how it would work in this AI era. Hey everyone, and welcome to SOFTSWISS YouTube channel. I'm Sergey Kostukevich, Deputy CTO in SOFTSWISS. Today we will talk about how AI is adopted in SOFTSWISS and what the bottlenecks and what are the challenges we met. First, it's about people, and we did a lot to decrease the level of fear and the level of not trusting the AI technologies, and we are investing to build a culture inside of the teams of proactive approach, so the people are bringing ideas and technologies themselves, and then we support this environment so the people can implement the ideas and effective ideas and do this not from the top to bottom, but as the proactive approach from the heart of the teams. For the technologies, we are trying to focus on flexibility for the choosing of the exact tools or technologies. With the same time, we try to do not create a zoo of those technologies and provide kind of a recommendation or technology radar, how we call it, inside of the teams. So our experts are monitoring the market, analyzing the best trends, trying to get those cutting-edge technologies, and of course do a lot of tests and experiments inside of the teams. Then the most effective technologies and approaches are adopting inside of the teams and then recommended as a technology radar for the other departments and the other teams. So we try to mix first flexibility of the choosing of the technologies and try and experimenting with them. With the same time, we try to provide the recommendations so the people in the teams do not invent bicycle every time, but trying to reuse their successful experience of the others. Let me give a few examples here. One technical, one business. In technical, we do analysis of the all incoming alerts for our technical infrastructure. Those alerts doesn't mean always a kind of an incident. It may be something like in yellow zones, so something might be not so good in the next 24 hours, whatever. So we're collecting all of those alerts and analyzing the root causes, trying to understand the trends, for example, which exact component of the ecosystem may give us more such alerts and give more such problems, so we can do the work in advance, improving the ecosystem with this exact component, and from that remove this risk from the ecosystem. The another one thing where we are using the machine learning and the models, this is more business case when we analyze the behavior of the players from the different properties. We understand the different features, we understand and predict which player may behave in fraud way, and then this recommendation goes to operator and the operator can do some changes to this player. And these are just few examples how it is utilized. There are many more, of course, and the idea is that every department and every specialist in this department, doesn't matter the technical department or business department, should think about their routine, repetitive tasks, which can be replaced with AI or much simplified with the help of the AI, and then bring those ideas inside of the team. And then, of course, the technical team may help implementing this and providing this tool for the team. In the wish list for this topic, I would say that, of course, we are dreaming that the artificial intelligence will take all the work from us and then just give us a freedom to do the business. But of course, we understand that it's still an investment topic and we need to invest our effort first to get these automations and AI implementations working efficiently, because it's a very, very early stage. It's a complex question, complex in the point of view that there are a lot of components inside of this question. First of all, we try to think AI-driven. So, in simple words, it is that every task which comes to the technical team, for example, should be reviewed from the point of view, could it be done with AI, how it will work with the existing AI solutions that we are using already, how can I simplify this work with the AI, can I do this partly, and how it will scale in future when the AI will be a biggest part of all the operations, etc., etc. So, for example, when we build the new front end, for example, for a new one product or for existing one, we're building some front end parts, we are thinking about how to build this in the way that, for example, if we would use in future the more mature algorithms for vibe coding, for creation of the code with the AI, then how to build this architecture that it will be much easier than to do with the AI. I mean, this development of the further models of components, etc., or customizing this new front end. So it is inside of every technical idea right now. And what we are doing, we are creating this culture inside of the technical teams so they think AI-driven and try to think few steps further how it would work in this AI era. I would say that top three are security points, cost efficiency, and culture. Yes. If we start from the first, of course, it's it's very, I would say, very interesting for the engineers and for the other specialists to use some new technologies which may help them in the day-by-day routine task and implementing their work faster or more efficient. But at the same time, we have to understand that this is also a security topic, and those compromises should not decrease the level of security inside of your organization. How do you share the data for these analyses, or the workflows you allow to be used with the external tools inside of your company, etc. So you should be always looking into these automations and adoptions from the security perspective. Of course, it's great that in companies like SOFTSWISS we do have our dedicated team of security, and they're doing a great job analyzing all of the things as the most experienced guys in this field. For the smaller companies, for the smaller and mid-sized businesses, of course, it's a challenge for everybody in the team. But this is a very important aspect because, cutting those corners may result in some bad things. So you have to be always keen to have a keen eye on the security points. The second is about the cost efficiency. Just like for everything in business, implementing something, you need to understand first what it will give you as a value, and of course what you pay for that. And in the world of AI, those costs could be very unpredictable. So implementing any processes, technical like development of the features with the AI, using of some LLMs, paying for the tokens for the developers who can use those in this process, or using some systems which automate, like agentic systems, automating your routines. You should always be careful with the budgeting and analyzing of the costs, because it may grow up very, very fast. So, of course, this is the second thing you need to think about before you start the implementation of any of automation with the AI. And the third is about the culture, which I already mentioned it. So you have to be focused on the people, so they don't have fear and they don't have trust in the new technologies. So this change or transformation goes not from top to bottom, but from the teams and from their understanding how can they improve their work and do this more efficiently with the help of AI instruments. I would mention the things which from my point of view are most worth. Of course, first of all, I recommend to every business to promote inside of the teams using of the ChatGPT or Gemini or any other competitive tools for improving the work with the repetitive tasks like answering the mails, analyzing the huge texts, looking for potential issues with the contracts, whatever. So everything which takes a lot of time because the people need time to analyze huge amount of information or structure the answers, more, how to say, summarize it. So everything which can be done with the help of ChatGPT or any alternative tool, it is better to use that. Of course, with the help of your mind, but use it. Do not ignore those tools. These are really increasing the speed of work for daily routines. The second thing that I would recommend for development, of course, because we're talking more about the technical work, as fast as possible, maximize the using of AI in development, in testing, in all of these technical operations, because this is the future. This is even not the future, but the present, because more and more companies doing that, and if you do not follow this trend, of course you will lose the market, definitely. So as fast as possible, integrate those tools inside of the teams, provide the developers and the other technicians with the environment for doing this well, recommend the technologies, share the knowledge, set the standards for the new processes of development. This is really that you need to look into that. For the exact technologies, we can recommend variety of tools. It could be GitHub Copilot, it could be Cursor, it could be Junior, it could be any other Claude Code. So depends on what is the technology, what is the specifics of the exact technical product. Those exact technology could be used, selected for those products specifically. But what is most important is that you need to invest your time and effort to adopt these technologies, because this is strictly important. And the third thing is more about automation of the business processes. And for that needs, there are variety of different tools, for example, N8N or Make. And those tools like agentic systems, they are allowing you to automate complex processes, dealing just like people in the teams, doing the different steps in workflows, and automate some processes like review of incoming emails and then changing something in the system, or analyzing the documents and then set of the documents which are coming all the time, and then do also some kind of actions. Or, for example, analyze all the changes for the project and then provide the summary for the week or for the months to all the shareholders with the most important updates. So there are plenty of scenarios to organize that. What is most important, business should look into these possibilities to automate those routines. And for those, there are many of different already well-established products, just the ones which I mentioned. Okay, I have to be honest here. The adoption of AI technologies inside of development, I should say, at the early stages inside of SOFTSWISS. We have a huge potential still. And what we are thinking about right now is that we have to, of course, measure the changes in the efficiency after implementing of this or that technology inside of the teams. And that's what we are working currently on. We are doing, of course, inside of our tracking systems, doing this as smooth as possible for the technicians, so they do not spend a lot of time on that. Still, we can analyze, for example, spend time for the exact feature development versus the time it would take if no AI technologies are used for implementation of this feature. And then from that, we can calculate the value for the business, for the company, because of this AI tool usage or implementation. So we are on the way with that. And of course, after implementation, we can talk about this in more details. So we can return to this topic in a few months. But generally speaking, of course, we do see that those initiatives gives much more flexibility and give free time as a result of implementation for the developers, so they can work on more complex, more interesting tasks, leaving the more simple work for the AI tools. What we would like to see, we would like to see the exact change in percentage of time or in money and that's what we are focusing on now. From my point of view, I would say that the most underrated but very, very promising advantage and bonus what we get and the other companies get because of the adopting of AI technologies is that in some kind we return the spirit of startup to the teams. So the people start understanding that they can do really great things in minutes. They can implement huge amount of logic just in very short time, and understanding of this flexibility and this magic of AI give them so much energy and I would say inspiration, so they can even think about the bigger challenges and do some bigger things and be more brave, be more proactive, energetic. And we do see this across the teams, and this really, really great effect. So following this practice with us. Thanks for watching this episode. If you are working in tech or want to, I hope this gave you some practical insight and inspiration. See you next time.